A very warm welcome to the introductory session on event management. I'm Dr. Sara Hussain, Associate Professor and Head Department of Tourism and Hospitality Management, Jamia Millia Islamia. Let me first explain the objectives of the session. At the end of the session, you will be able to define event management, understand the objectives of event management, learn about the classification of events, identify the skills required by an event manager, find out the job opportunities in event management, know the functions of event management, identify the code of ethics of event management. So, what are events? The Accepted Practices Exchange Industry Glossary of Terms defines an event as an organized occasion such as meeting, convention, exhibition, special event, gala event, etc. An event is often composed of several yet different related functions. According to Goldblatt, event is a unique moment in time celebrated with ceremony and ritual to satisfy specific needs. Getz in 2008 explains that events are spatial temporal phenomena and that each is unique because of interactions among the setting, people and management systems, including design elements and program. He highlights the fact that the biggest appeal of event is that they are never same and the guest has to be there in order to enjoy the experience fully. So, according to Getz, a special event is one time or infrequently occurring event outside normal programs or activities of the sponsoring or organizing body. Secondly, to the customer or guest, a special event is an opportunity for leisure, social or cultural experience outside the normal range of choices or beyond everyday experience. Hence, an event could be a gathering of people for the purpose of education, research, learning, celebrations, promotions, etc. You would also have been a part of events in some way or the other as either a guest or participant or host or organizer. So, what are the objectives of event management? Every event must have a clearly stated overall aim, otherwise the event should not happen. Events demand a lot of concentrated effort and commitment. This commitment can only come out of a genuine belief amongst all participants that the aims are worthwhile and that they will be beneficial in the long term. As well as an overall purpose of any specific event must have its own set of objectives. They must be clear and must be set down in a way which will allow you to judge the success of events after the completion. So, objectives should always be SMART, specific to the particular event and particular aspects of it, measurable, express the objectives in numbers and quantities, agreed, makes sure all team members know the objectives, realistic, set objectives that organizing team can realistically achieve, timed, set a time scale for achievement of objectives. So, what is the significance of event management? Events are celebrations that provide an opportunity to meet and share happy moments, family members, relatives, colleagues, friends. A family event is envisaged as an opportunity to meet old friends and relatives and develop new relationships with unknown people. Besides this, events are integral part of professional life. There are certain characteristics of events. Events, as all other services, have some distinct characteristics which make it as much a part of marketing function as communications. These are uniqueness, intangibility, rituals, personal interactions, time scale. Now, let me explain each of these to you. First, let me explain what do you mean by uniqueness. The event has to be unique and different in order to be remembered. Recall and remembering of an event are the signs of a good event. Although an event may not always be a happy event, but in this case we would refer to happy and pleasant events. One would safely assume that weddings are all the same, but truthfully, we would be making a wrong assumption. Even if two weddings were held on the same day, at the same location, they would not be the same. They would differ in terms of timing, number of people visiting, the way people interact, etc. So, the two events, or in this case two weddings, would radically be different. So, an event must be unique. Now, let me tell you about the next characteristic, intangibility. Events are usually as intangible as any other service, which means that you can see the event, you can even experience it, but you can't touch it. Just like the coffee you buy, you can see it, feel it, smell, taste the coffee, it is tangible. But visiting a coffee shop, you can sense the ambience, you can get the feel of the place and the service provided. Whether the server was courteous, whether the server was smiling, swift, these are all intangibles and can be felt and experienced. Events are the same, they are intangible and can be experienced. To make the events more tangible, there are an array of giveaways for the attendees to carry back, like a cap, a wristband, a t-shirt, a prize, etc. These make the events tangible. Even the giveaways act and works like a memento. It is a remembrance that whenever seen, viewed or felt, acts as a reminder to the event. Now, next characteristic is ritual. Oscars, a tradition started to award the best in particular genre. The tradition has remained and become a ritual. And the largest event in Hollywood, started in 1929 for black and white films, moved to colored in 1966. More high-tech and more glamorous, more exciting, more thrilling, and with worldwide coverage remains a tradition and even looked forward to every year by the best in the business. Now, another characteristic is personal interactions. Now, in sport tournaments, the spectators are a part of tournament as much as the players are. They also facilitate in creating the atmosphere and ambience of the sport with excitement, cheering, waving of flags, etc. Therefore, while the spectators may not in reality play the game, they are certainly as much involved in the event as the players are. Therefore, the involvement of people is crucial aspect and part of the event. An event should be created based on the kind of people who are going to be a part of it. Because if the people who will be a part of event do not enjoy the event is considered a failure. So, it is naturally important for us to know who the target audience is or for whom the event is intended. Another characteristic of events is time scale. Events do not go on forever. They do have a lifespan. Although events could go on for some days or an evening, an hour, even a year, the timing of the event determines the kind of event that will be held. If it is an evening event, the lighting, the stage, the color of the backdrop, etc. will be determined separately as opposed to the event were conducted during the day. Now, timing is also kept in mind when planning an event because preparation for the event, pre and post and wrap up, etc. decide the magnitude and the size of the event. Timing also plays a role in planning an event. When we have to work out the schedule of the event because we need to know how long an event will last, whether it will be an hour or two or what will happen during the event and how much time each item will take. Timing is crucial in events. Now, let me discuss with you classification of events. We can classify events on the basis of their size and type. On the basis of size, the events can be classified as mega, major, minor and regional. Mega events. These events have a set duration and a very large size and large number of attendees. The attendees are both international and domestic. There is a huge amount of media interest involved, including international media, and the cost of such events is also very high. These events also impact the environment and population in some way or the other. Example of mega events could be ICC World Cup. Now, talking about major events, these have a large scale and attract noteworthy number of attendees. The media interest generated by major events is also large. These events promote economies as well. Now, examples of major events can be Indian IFA Awards. Talking about minor events, these are of much smaller size, and majority of events of this category almost they are found in every city, district, and such events happen on and off. Various kind of festivities, meetings, exhibitions, celebrations, fairs, social events and community events are a part of minor events. Example would be wedding, parties, family functions, festival celebrations like Holi Milan, Eid Milan, anniversary and birthday celebrations, etc. Now, regional events. These events help in increasing the interest of tourists in visiting that destination which holds that particular event. Example of regional events are Taj Mahotsav at Agra, Puri Beach Festival at Odisha, the famous Jaipur Literature Festival, Surajkund's Craft Mela at Faridabad, Haryana. On the basis of type and context, event can be classified as sporting events, cultural and arts events, meeting and conferences, incentives, exhibition and trade shows, fundraising, family events, marketing and promotional events, political and state events. Now, let us understand about these events based on type. Sporting events. These events attract large crowds as spectators to watch the event, and others watch and hear about the event through multimedia platform like television, radio, etc. Sports are also a kind of events with great economic and other potentialities. Such events range from small level like local level cricket competition to a larger level ICC championship. Cultural and arts events. A cultural or art event is a celebration that focuses upon theme and may run for hours to weeks. Examples of these are performing arts. These cover a broad array of performing art genres consisting of music, dance, etc. Visual arts. These include wide range of visual art genres like craft, fine art, etc. Film award ceremonies. These involve around movies and award functions. Food and drink, events celebrating food and drink, example like the Grub Fest held at Jawaharlal Nehru Stadium in Delhi, the Food Truck Festival of Delhi NCR, and there are other cultural events, any festival or cultural event that is not classified above. Meeting and conferences. These bring together groups of people with commonalities of interest in order to exchange ideas. These events are characterized by their focus on business, trade or politics. These are B2B rather than B2C. These events contribute significantly to the economies of the countries. So, a conference is a participatory meeting designed for discussion, fact finding, problem solving and consultation with specific objective in mind. Conferences vary in size, length and content also, but each conference has one particular theme, and this is deliberated during the plenary session of keynote presentations, has panel discussions, networking breaks and workshops. These charge a fee and usually have sponsors. Meetings are not that formal in nature and are usually held off-site with a chairperson and a specific agenda and issue. The attendees belong to various organizations sharing similar business interests. Meetings are inclined to smaller in size than conferences, allowing attendees a greater opportunity to participate, contest, debate. Incentives. These include travel, training and team building. Such trips are undertaken to encourage employees to meet certain business objectives. Other incentive events are event-based activities that focus on staff development. Training events and team building activities have their primary focus on motivational experiences for participants in order to achieve specific organizational goals to increase the performance levels. Now, as the economy grows and contracts, the incentive market usually follows the trend. During economic bloom, trips are organized to more far away and exotic locations, and during economic slump, cost cutting focuses on shorter trips to nearby or inexpensive destinations. Now, talking about exhibition and trade shows, these engage large number of producers and vendors presenting an assortment of their merchandise to consumers and to the general public. They take place in large venues made for this purpose, such as the Pragati Maidan in New Delhi, Expo Center in Noida, and usually held on annual basis, attracting international attendees. Lately, the term Confex is being used to describe conference cum exhibition taking place at the same time and venue. International Trade Fair, International Auto Expo held at Pragati Maidan are examples of these. Fundraising events. These are gala dinners, concerts, entertainment shows, sponsored endurance events, celebrity sports, auctions, etc. Such events in themselves are not very efficient to generate income. Instead, they are a part of strategic approach to fundraising that includes relationship building and increasing awareness of their potential for charitable giving is to be fully exploited. Family events. In these events, family members, relatives, friends, they come together to celebrate occasions like wedding anniversary, housewarming, birthday, marriage or religious functions. The expenses are incurred by the individual family or the families involved. In events of this kind, a lot of interaction takes place between the family members and the guests. This involvement of hosts with guests is important in making the event a success. Now, marketing and promotional events. The aim of marketing and promotional events is generally to connect with the consumers, making the event a memorable one. Through such events, the organizers distinguish the product from its competitors. Marketing and promotional events tend to have high budgets and high profile. The medias are usually invited to these events and hence impact, publicity and the risk are high. Talking about political and state events, these could be in the form of summits, royal occasions, VIP visits, political functions and state dinners. These events could be hosted for presidents, prime ministers, ambassadors. In fact, the host country's chief protocol officer is the first one to greet a visiting leader and the last face the leader sees before returning home. And obviously, security at such events is naturally higher, tighter than the other corporate one. And the security agencies are generally far more specialized. They staff more highly trained. There is a lot of media present at such events, and though carefully controlled, they are nevertheless provided with number of amenities including media kits, press releases and multiple cameras. Now, let us discuss about the job opportunities in event management. You can choose to become conference center manager or an event manager, hotel manager, outdoor activities manager, public house manager, restaurant manager, charity fundraiser, marketing executive, museum gallery exhibitions officer, public relations executive, public relations officer, sales promotion executive, talent agent, tourism officer. So, also there are some technical staff which are involved in event management. So, now let me inform you about these technical staff. So, the technical staff have a very important role as well. There are many people who find following job opportunities as a technical staff, and these are event coordinator, customer service agent, choreographer, ticket sales manager, food and beverage service manager, lighting operator, sound operator, stage manager, costume designer and marketing publicity manager. Now, let us understand the functions of event management. First one is planning. Event planning is a process of creating, communicating and implementing a more operational roadmap to guide the actions, policies and the decision making. The plan of an event management company is simply the document which lays out the resulting directions, actions and implementation schedule. These plans are created to summarize its operational and financial objectives for the near future and to indicate how these objectives will be achieved and monitored. It provides a roadmap to guide actions and is continually modified as conditions change, new opportunities or threats emerge. Next we are going to talk about is organizing. Organizing in the context of event management involves the description of activities required for an event, identifying individual and team tasks, and distribution of responsibilities to coordinators. Such exercises help in creating an intentional structure for clarity or roles and positions. Next we will talk about staffing. Functional responsibilities in a project type organization structure define event management staffing requirements. The importance of team structure, experience, background and expertise of team members plays a crucial role in event management. Leading and coordinating. The sum and substance of events as whole revolves around interpersonal skills. So, the need for achieving synergy among individual efforts so that the team goal is reached is the main aim of the coordination. The overall coordinators need to be leaders with fantastic people skills. The leadership qualities desired of an event manager include the ability to spot a deal and think on one's feet. Next, we will talk about controlling. Evaluation and correction of deviations in the event plans to ensure conformity with the original plans is the gist of controlling. Evaluation is an activity that seeks to understand and measure the extent to which the event has succeeded in achieving its purpose. If the results of operations are not in tune with the plans, rectifications are made either at the operational level or at the planning level if the results are far from the objectives. So, now let us discuss about the skills required for an event manager. An event manager should have analytical thinking and problem solving to deal with day-to-day issues and making plans for upcoming events. This leadership trait will be like an anchor for the team, guiding them and resolving the issues that occur in the process of planning and operations. An event manager should have deep understanding of client customer service. Typically means providing timely and attentive cheerful service to customers and making sure their needs are met in a manner that reflects positively on the company or business. An events manager should also have negotiation skills wherein they may negotiate contract terms, project timelines, compensation and more. Negotiations are both common and important. So, let us understand the types of negotiations that an event manager might encounter. These are ability to work under pressure and meet deadlines, teamwork, facilitation and cooperation, planning, coordination and organization, networking skills. This is very important again. Now, let us understand a code of ethics that is required for an event planner. Code of ethics sets the right culture and builds good reputation. It affects companies' financial performance and helps attract great employees. However, we shouldn't confuse it with code of conduct. Now, code of ethics for event planner is to provide highest level of customer service to members seeking assistance, to provide highest levels of quality and value on products and services, to provide a support system for small business owners through areas of expertise, to build a network of professionals who work in harmony to uphold standard of excellence in their respective industries, to educate event and amusement professionals in specific skill sets which promote a standard of excellence and spur growth within their business, to educate the customer on the value and necessity of hiring an educated or a certified or a insured event or amusement professional. Now, this brings us to the end of this session. Let us do a quick recap of the objectives of this session. So, in today's introductory session on event management, you've been able to define event management, understand the objectives of event management, learn about the classification of events. You've been able to identify the skills required for an event manager. You've been able to find out about the job opportunities in event management, and you've also come to know about the functions of event management. You've been able to identify the code of ethics for event management. And for further reading, you can see the slide. You can do further reading on these three lines that I have given here. And in case there are any queries or you want to connect with me in any way, you want to know, clarify your doubts, so you can write to me on my email ID, which is given over here. So, thank you so much, and have a great learning experience.